I asked if I could meet with them and present myself. And I knew I had to bring in somebody because this was very high level. It's $30+ million. So we just got the listing agreement this past week. It's one of those things where if I didn't bring in the right guy, way above my pay grade. Like I had
Hmm.
nothing. Like when they were talking, that it's a whole different thing.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and today my guest is Jackie Guthrie, who I'm excited to have out in California. So, hey girl, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I always love meeting new people and learning tips from other realtors, right?
Yeah, I am excited to learn all the things from you as well. So,
Great. So, tell me a little bit about your background. It looks like you've been in real estate around 16 years.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
16 years. Previously, I was a PE teacher, and I got into real estate kind of just the broker who sold me our home told me, like, I think you might be kind of good at this. So I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, it could be fun. Like teaching, I have summers off and, I'm done by 3. So I got it. And at first, like the first 6 months or so, I was just kind of doing it on the weekends and in the summer. And then I realized I really had a passion for it and I was good at it. And I was making more money doing that than teaching. So when I had my son, who is now 13, I did it full time and I took my maternity leave and did it full time. And I had my best year to date and everything else is history.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a great story. So
Yeah.
16 years ago, when would that be? What year did you get in?
I started working with my broker around 2008, 2009. Yeah, which would be kind of right. So it was
Yeah.
right when short sales, all the
Yes.
foreclosure market crashed. I was helping
Yes.
with a lot of those things. I think it was called Equator, if I remember correctly, the system that you plug in all the short sales. And
Yes. Yes. Gosh, I
so
forgot about that.
that was like my learning experience. I was like, oh my God, this is real estate. This is terrible.
But wasn't it powerful? That's a great time to learn when the market is beat up like it is right now. This is when you
Right.
can grow or you get out. And
Totally.
many get out, right?
I learned so much and it was great. It was very difficult, but it's never been that hard since then. So I feel like I learned it right out the gate
Yeah.
and now it's been even this year it's kind of like ebbs and flows. I feel like the year started out really well, but now it's funky, right?
Really? Well, and California is an interesting market in itself. I just was talking to an agent this last week. She's in the Los Angeles area, and she was saying, I made the mistake of just working with listings. And I'm thinking, that's everybody's goal. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And she says, well, they all are moving away. They're not staying
Oh,
here. And so I don't
right,
have repeat business. And I
right.
go, yeah, I would have never even thought that. So I said, well, you still got a database. Just because they moved over there doesn't mean you can't work that database, girl. And
Totally. Referrals, yeah.
she is a higher price point agent. And I
Hmm.
said, you're, especially in California, your higher price point agents, there's a lot of people in California that buy globally.
Right,
And there's a whole market there that you may not be tapping into. So we were kind of
right.
going into that, like, let's do this. You get that
Yeah,
database cooking, girl, and starting to work it, get re-familiar with your people, and
right.
then let's start talking global. Because
I
it's,
mean, yeah, and your portfolio buyers, those kind of that price point, you have people that are just looking to add to their portfolio and investors, different things that she could be rolling those into.
yeah.
LA County is hard with the mansion tax, and when you're at that price point,
Well, that's why they're leaving.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
sure
they
she's
come to
having a hard
North
time.
Carolina, where I'm at, and I'm like, hello,
Oh yeah,
happy to have you here.
you're the new hot ticket out there.
Yeah, us, Tennessee, and Florida.
Yeah,
And those
Florida
are
for
the hot
sure.
spots where they want the warmer weather, but also Portugal. Portugal is huge for
Oh,
California. And
interesting.
I do a lot of business in Portugal. And
Yeah.
so I was talking to a luxury broker in Portugal one day, and I said, where are your US buyers coming from? She goes, California. I said, all right, I'm on a
Oh,
mission. I'll go
yeah.
find some agents and some things that we can help. move you over here. And that worked out nicely, I'll tell you, but that's another story.
Oh, cool. I've
So,
never I've never heard that. So that's interesting.
yes. Oh, I got lots to tell you, girl.
Yes, I
Anyway,
know. Fill me
so
in on all the things.
so you kind of are, you also are bilingual, right?
A little bit of Spanish. I'm not like fluent. I used to
Okay.
be better when I worked. The area that I worked with was predominantly Spanish.
Ah,
So when I was teaching, I knew a lot more than I do now. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it. So
really?
I'm, yeah, I
Ah,
can understand more than I can speak.
ah,
So
gotcha.
it's not, I mean, texting and stuff, a lot of these buyers and sellers want to text now. So that's actually helpful. Um, but yeah, I used to be better. Now I'm not.
Yeah. Well, it's such a an important piece in today's business to be
100%.
have another language. I don't care what language it is, but Spanish is definitely on the top of the list.
Right.
Yep.
And in our area, honestly, like if you can speak Mandarin or anything like that, very helpful. There's a lot of Chinese buyers that speak Mandarin in our area. And I
Wow.
feel like that's what I should have learned, but I don't, at this point, I don't know if I could. It's
Well,
very, very difficult.
I've heard that's the hardest language to learn.
I'm sure. I definitely can't even understand any of it. But there are a lot of out of the country buyers that come in and they only want to deal with people that speak their language,
Yep.
obviously. And they don't, a lot of them don't know English or can't speak it. So for them, it's very important to have an agent that can speak it and obviously like translate
Yeah.
uh, documents and just the whole process. So
Yeah.
it's very, there's a couple heavy hitters that can speak that language and do a lot of business in our area because they can speak. And that's literally the only difference. It's not that they're a great agent, it's just that they're
They can
bilingual.
speak the language. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, powerful. Yeah,
Yeah.
language is a big deal. And I think there's a lot of of agents that don't realize how important that piece is. We have an agent that's in my organization and she where is she from? I want to say Germany, somewhere in that region. So that's whatever that language is,
Yeah.
German.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Probably.
sorry.
I would be like, yeah, 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 but I'm probably wrong.
Non-linguistic here, so apologize. Well,
Right.
anyway, she gets so many of the international clients in the Charlotte area
Yeah.
because she promotes herself that way, which is brilliant. And if and that's her
All
primary
fun.
language. English is her
Right.
secondary language, which she speaks
Oh,
fluently. So,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, very, very cool. So, talk to me about how you use an AI in your business, or are you?
Oh my gosh. So AI is one of those things that everybody keeps talking about. And I'm like tiptoeing in, but I haven't fully utilized all the things that AI can do. I've obviously helped with listing descriptions and I've put together, like I've gone in and asked for it to like put together like a year plan. Like, how does this look like? Break down a plan for me to
Mm-hmm.
get more listings, let's just say in my area, but I haven't utilized it in any other way. I know people are putting like systems in place for emails and all these different things, but I honestly haven't, and I need to prioritize that because I do see same thing when everybody was talking about getting on social media and doing videos, and it's now the new normal. So I feel like
Yeah.
I definitely need to get into that or I'm
Yes,
gonna get left behind.
you will. So, I'm going to
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah. Look at all these things that you have to help me with.
Yeah. Well, I'm a nut for AI. I've been doing it over 3 years. Crazy about it. Teach it. Have a coach to take me to another whole level, because it isn't just about how you write or some of the basics of what you're talking, which is the majority. 90% of the agents are right where you're at.
Right.
But the ones that are in your area, let's say, who are taking it to another level, they're just going to blow you right out of the market because the
What are you using it for?
well,
Like, how do you mainly use it?
you can create what they call AI agents within,
Okay.
and Claude's the big deal right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can create agents that literally go into your email, go into your Google Drive, go in and do these different tasks. Like I just did it a minute ago where I connected with all these different connectors that it's connected to. Like for example, my Google Drive, my calendar, my email, Canva. What were
Oh
some of
my
the
God.
yes,
That's
all these different things.
amazing.
And then it said, I said, now that you know all, you know me, because it knows me. You know me, you know my goals for my business, you see my business plan. Now you see my connectors. How could you take all those connectors and give me 20 ideas on how to improve my business in utilizing those tools? It blew me away. And matter of fact, I cannot wait to get back to it because I just
Yeah.
stepped away from it because all these different components, like you got to step it up here. Here's exactly how we're going to do it. And here's the process. And I'll do this
Oh.
piece. So,
Oh.
so first of all, it came up with the idea. Then it
Hmm.
said, give me permission and I'll run with it. You review it. And then I'm like, yes, it's like having assistance.
Oh, I mean, that's what I need. If it tells me what to do and then says it'll take it over, that would be super helpful.
This is the
Yeah.
part that so many don't know. And I am just dipping my toes into that piece of it only
Right.
because I needed guidance on it and a good coach boy is great. In the meantime, YouTube is marvelous to tell you different components and that's free. So,
Right.
um
Totally.
and YouTube is the number one search engine in the world and it's owned by
Right.
Google. The number two search, and these are AI searches because a lot of people are using AI. Google uses AI to search. So,
I just saw that. I just
right?
saw them using, yeah, they're utilizing that feature.
Yes. So instead of just saying I'm looking for the top agent in Newport Beach, I need an agent in Newport Beach. This is my goal. This is what we're looking for. I need you to find me that agent that's going to fit that niche. And boom,
Right.
it'll narrow it down. But if you're not there, it doesn't know you exist in the
Right.
AI world where you've
Right.
made it so you can be searched in an AI world. And
Oh
that's
my
where those
God.
LinkedIn articles come into play, girl.
Oh, okay. The LinkedIn. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
because LinkedIn articles are number two on the AI search.
No way. Okay,
Yes,
then I need to get on there.
yes. And it's not posts, it's articles.
Okay.
So, and you can have Claude will write your articles for you. You give it an agenda, you give it a topic. I have my Claude, they have a thing called skill where you teach the process of how you want to do your article. So
Okay.
for me, I want a topic that's going to be something that's current, something that's concerning to my target market. And so then I tell it to go search all the search things that are happening that people are troubled with in that arena, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we got a subject. And I say, okay, here now you got the formula, run with it and ask me some questions along the way because
Okay.
I've taught it the skill of the process. And for me, the skill is hook. I want to hook you in the beginning. I
Yes.
want to have AEO, which is answering questions versus SEO, although SEO is in there. So
Right.
the article has to be answering, solving some of those things within the article, right?
Yeah.
I also want the sequence of persuasion concept throughout the whole thing because at the bottom it's like, call Kathy, she's going to solve everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God, that's incredible.
and then I do about the author down there, which is like a paragraph that comes out every single article. So again, that's searchable, which is talking about who I am. These are the strengths of Kathy and all of that. And it's so
Yeah.
important. And then I also read other people's articles to see their style. And there's this one
Right.
guy, he makes $1 million a year here in the Charlotte area. Now he's on
Yeah.
YouTube like a wild man.
Hmm.
However, all of a sudden his LinkedIn articles were just incredible and I'm seeing that he's got frequently asked questions in his article. Like, let's say you were doing a thing on Newport Beach, and people wanted to move to Newport Beach, right? And so, what's the concern about moving to Newport Beach? What are people looking for that they would need answers for? It says this is what the whole scenario is, right? And so
Right.
then you say, okay, that's our formula. We want the sequence of persuasion. We want the AEO. We want the whole thing so that it ends in me. But let's answer some questions. So we'll answer some of those questions. Now, sometimes it'll say, do you have a personal story, Kathy, about that particular scenario? I say, sometimes I do, or I got a buddy who does, and I relate the story. So the story is also within the
Ah,
article, which really
very
sells.
cool.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
there's also limitations on how many words you should be using, how long the article should be, and all that comes into play, which it will completely guide you. It's incredible. So I didn't mean to take over. I can't help
No, I
myself.
gotta love it. How often do you post on LinkedIn with those articles?
With the articles, it's twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. because that is when the majority of people on LinkedIn dive in. Those are the two best days. I also post in there just regular posts on the other days just to make sure I'm filling the gap. Because if you really want some heavy traction, you want to do about four a week. And that
Oh,
is where AI can really come into play. I only need two articles, but I'll do
okay.
post the others. And a lot of times I'm just reposting somebody else's with my comments about it.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but I'm constantly trying to build my target market within there, like who am I after? And your target market is there. So you
Right, right.
you you want to be there to be like the person.
I mean, 100%. I agree with you.
You've got a YouTube channel, but I don't think you've posted on there recently, right?
YouTube has had the slowest growth for me out of the LinkedIn is okay, but like out of my media, like the TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, unfortunately, it's had the slowest growth. But because, like you were saying, it's the biggest search engine, and I feel like some people are posting, videos on safest place to live in Orange County, and they have millions of views.
Yeah.
And I don't know why some catch on, some don't, but overall, I think Instagram is the best platform you know, that I've
You
had so
found for
far.
you, yeah. Well, that was
But
the one that I noticed the most traction on for you. And you have
yeah,
some great, they're more short videos.
yeah. And YouTube, I think it changes a lot, but I think long form on YouTube is better. And then short term on, no.
Short, it's new.
Oh,
YouTube shorts, like 30, even 90 seconds shorts are perfect. And you just
okay.
start putting them in there with your shorts and don't make them go live immediately. That's part of the problem of scheduling that people don't know, especially on YouTube. You just want to schedule it for maybe even 5 hours later or the next morning because then YouTube has already seen it and they're
Oh,
working to gather an audience for you and then now it goes live and boom. It has much better
oh.
potential.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. You have
Mm.
some great info today.
Thanks. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
And people say, I'm too old to do this. I'm going to say, really? Well, I've been doing it all my life. I love it. But I'll be
Yeah.
76 next month, so I am going like crazy on this. And
You
I
look
can't
great for your age. Are you kidding me?
thank you. Well, part
My
of it
God.
is the smoothing feature of Zoom, which is my platform of choice. Smooth me out, baby. Get rid of all those spots on my face.
But isn't that the beauty of real estate is you can do it as long as you want. There is no
Yes.
end. There's no like retiring per se. It's based on you. And if you love it and I mean,
Well, there's a
great.
sucker punch to having no end game. And I just did a LinkedIn article about it, as a matter of fact, because most agents don't have an end game. And if they're single, they're in trouble without having
Right.
an end game. And
Uh,
so I just did a really good article about that yesterday. As a matter of fact, I was
oh,
very excited about
good.
it. Because I'm a classic car girl, and I was showing someone in their 80s all decrepit putting a sign in because I see this, and that has
Uh-huh.
been my biggest fear. That'll be me. No. And
Right.
but I have a classic car, and there's a picture of me in my classic car, and I said, "There's hope. There's hope, and there's solutions
Oh,
out there."
cute. Yes. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have my husband, who is a police officer. He has a steady income coming in. He
Yep.
has pension and he has benefits. So I kind of had like, so when I left teaching, I had that security blanket. Um,
Yes.
I can have a slow month or I can not do any deals next month and we'll be just fine. But
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people have, like, if they're the main breadwinner in the family, they don't have that security if we're in a difficult market
Right.
or things happen or retiring, like it makes it a little bit more difficult.
It does. It really does. And that's a big conversation for realtors out there. Like, what are you doing for your end game? Like,
Mhm.
there are options, and take a look at them. I'm with
Yeah.
EXP. Talk to me.
Yeah. There you go.
I was with REMAX for a long time. I built a nice business there and had a partner, and we were there
Oh,
for
wonderful.
7 years. Yeah, good company. Although,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I wanted to ask you about. What are you feeling about Real?
I haven't like really looked into it too much, but the realtors personally that I know. There's a handful of them. I don't know. It's like a very interesting merger to me. It hasn't really affected anything like from our business and our brand and how, at least as of now,
Well,
nothing's really changed.
they haven't sealed the deal, so you're not
Yeah.
touched yet.
Yeah.
So, but it was very strategic. They went from being a debt-free company of 30,000 agents, where they'll go to 4,800 franchises,
Right.
and REMAX has always historically, since like EXP and Real and other companies came out that were like meta platforms, kind of beat them up. And that started at the top and just kind of filtering down to teach the agents don't like that because they didn't want to necessarily lose agents over there.
Right.
What's interesting to me is the real agents are recruiters. I'm a recruiter. Real
Right.
agents are recruiters. Some of them,
Right.
not all.
Yeah.
And some EXP, not all. I am, just so you know. And
Yeah.
the problem that this whole thing created was real agents are not supposed to be able to talk to REMAX agents about real. And if they
Uh,
do, there's like a hand slap, it sounds like to me. That's how I'm seeing it.
yeah.
But because the franchise owners of the REMAX are like, they didn't even know it was happening. All of a sudden, boom, they get a
Yeah.
public announcement. And
Right.
so for them, the franchise owners got to make it sound like, hey, this is a great thing, yay! Even though we hated him yesterday, but yay,
Yeah.
it's great today.
They're all playing the game. But yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. That sounds very like the hand slap thing. I could totally picture the Remax side like that.
Well, if you're a Remax agent and you're seeing your splits one way and you're seeing what it can be over here at Real, you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna start to take a look. And the splits are better. The tech is already there. You're not waiting for it to come to Remax. It ain't
Hmm.
coming fast. I'm gonna tell you that.
Right.
It can't. I was just with a real high level tech guy today. I'm in a networking thing, and I said, because Compass did the same thing. They're promising
Yeah.
that to all those firms, and they're saying you're going to get all the tech of Compass. And I said to him, my tech guy, I said, you and I both know that ain't coming fast.
Yeah.
If it's a year. I said, how do you get? Because Compass is getting it out to four. Wait a minute, 300,000 agents in
Oh
all those
wow.
franchises, because they went from
Yeah.
40,000 agents. Is it 40? Keep forgetting who's got what. I think they were 40,000 agents, and now they're going to be 480 something. I don't even know.
Oh my
And they
God.
went $2.8 billion in debt to do that whole thing.
I'm
So
sure.
so I'm like, where are you getting the money to do all this tech transfer? Because you were buying off the debt that Anywhere had, who owned those
Oh
companies.
yeah.
So it's a nightmare. Those are what my LinkedIn articles are all about. So just
Oh
educating
cool.
different agents what's going on, because a
Yeah.
lot of them are just counting on what they're hearing from top down.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Well, and it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have our meetings and they're still figuring it out as well. So
Yeah.
like there's not a ton of information, at least that I've sat in on. You know what I mean?
And the broker is not going to want you to leave the Remax. So they're going to
Right.
make it feel warm and toasty where we're at, and we're going to get good stuff, but we can stay here. And
Yeah.
I get it. And as a matter of fact, that's who I was really upset for, were all the franchise owners. They got
Yeah.
the sucker punch.
Yeah,
With
totally.
all those companies, they got the sucker punch and had no say.
Yeah,
And so they're scrambling too, I'm sure, and quite nervous.
percent. And they're putting on a great front and trying to keep all the troops calm and
Well, it's a huge investment that they put into their business. I'd
yeah.
be really
Yeah.
mad at these other people for selling me out. Like Dave, it's Dave Liniger who at Remax, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's older and he's moving on, and I get the different pieces. I get it.
Totally.
Just
Yeah,
don't want
yeah.
my business caught up in the middle of it. Me, you
Right.
know?
Exactly. Per usual. Yeah. I get
Yeah.
it.
So talk to me. You do some commercial too, right?
Yeah, I'm actually working. I co-listed just recently, this past like 2 weeks, with a commercial broker on a apartment complex in Riverside, California,
Oh,
which
wow.
is a huge deal. And I wouldn't have got it without him. So I've done commercial on my own. I did two deals in the past, just like building, like industrial buildings.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not my wheelhouse, and I definitely prefer residential over commercial. But
Yeah.
this is a client of mine that I've done multiple residential deals with, and they have an investment property, the siblings together. So I asked if I could meet with them and present myself. And I knew I had to bring in somebody because this was very high level and
Yeah.
it's $30+ million. So we just got the listing agreement this past week. So I'm
Wow.
working, yeah, we're going to be doing some marketing tomorrow actually for it. But it's one of those things where if I didn't bring in the right guy, and I think the guy that I brought in completely nailed it. It's exactly what they wanted to hear, and it way above my pay grade. Like I had nothing.
Hmm.
Like when they were talking, that it's a whole different
It
thing.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
If ever I've had that opportunity, I've always wanted to co-list. It's out of my wheelhouse. I'll learn something. Let me be the little grunt and do all the stuff that I'm
yeah.
supposed to do. You teach me along the way, but you handle it.
That's me. Like I'll be doing all the showings, I'll be doing all
Yeah.
the marketing, and they have the database and they have their systems of,
Yeah.
their networks and stuff. So we're kind of utilizing each other, but it is very valuable who you partner up with. And so I made the right choice and we
Yep.
got the deal. But
Wow.
yeah, it's exciting. It's all
Very
new
exciting.
territory. So I'm
$30
like,
million. Wow. I love that.
I know I wish I didn't have to split it, but it's okay.
Oh no, get past it. Because if it was 15 million and that was your deal, you'd be over the moon, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely will be the biggest sale. So
Yeah,
very
that was
exciting.
bigger
Yeah.
than mine ever.
Yeah.
Mine was 5, and I was like, yes.
I know I have one in escrow right now for 6.3 and that'll be like my biggest. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
what
we're
does
doing
that one
this.
look like?
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. I love
Thank
that for you.
you.
So, how you just kind of built a referral-based business? Is that how your business is growing?
I'm very much referral based. I get a couple, not as much as I'd like, off of social media and those type of um, lines, but referrals from friends, family,
Yeah.
community have been my biggest. And I call them transactional agents. So people that are all about just the dollar and finishing. And I'm very much like, these are lifelong deals. These aren't transactional. These are like people that I send Christmas cards. I always respond to them. I see them all the time in my communities. So
Yes.
I think that's like the biggest piece for me is like maintaining those kind of
That's the
relationships.
best way to build real estate is through relationships, you
100%.
know?
I don't know any other way because I feel like I live in a big area, but it's still very small and everybody knows each other and talks. So I feel like if
Hmm.
I were to do something, if I had a bad transaction or if I dropped the
Yeah,
ball on something, I feel like the word would spread. And
sure.
so I'm always very like, I want to make sure I do everything right and probably the same as you.
Yeah.
So it's very important to me. And then that ends up turning into referrals and then reselling or helping them buy the next thing. So
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I like the repeat customers. I've got one I've done 14 sides with, and I just
oh
love
my
them.
God,
All
amazing.
the family, you start to get all the family. And
Yeah,
in North Carolina, when one person moves down from another state, it seems like the rest of the family follows. And so
yeah,
just call Kathy. Yes, call
yeah.
Kathy.
It's such a bonus, right? Of doing a great job for somebody is
Yeah,
getting those like referrals. It's such
right?
a
Raving fans,
thing.
that's what we want, right?
Yeah,
It's really a
yeah,
Brian Buffini style. He's all about relationships.
yeah. And that's a big piece for me is I love the relationships. And it's so easy now with social media to connect and they say, "Oh, call your database." But I'm like, I see them on Instagram, so I'm going to comment on their story or write on their post and you
Yes,
make those like touches all the time and I think that's a big deal.
I do too. I really do.
Top of mind is important.
So, well, that sounds like a good way to wrap up our podcast here because that was some really good meat right there. I loved it.
Yeah,
And thanks for being on here, Jackie. I appreciate it so much.
of course, Kathy. You have such great knowledge, and I love that you're doing this and spreading all of your information because I'm definitely going to tune back in and get some tips. So I'll take some
Great.
notes.
Thanks so much. All right, everybody, that's a wrap for Real Estate Riches today. I hope you subscribed, share it with your friends. I am trying to get it to 1,000 people, and I'm only at 777. So help me level up, people.
We're going to help Kathy get to 1,000.
Great. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.